Yeah, so I'm Cole Hintz. I'm a teacher here at Strathmore High School. I've been here for 11 years. I teach chem, physics, and I'm starting to get into a little bit more general science. At our school, we run this community greenhouse, which is kind of part of some student projects that we started kind of a couple of years ago. We kind of started with hydroponics with the idea that we wanted it to be modular and kind of work into aquaponics from there. Hydroponics is growing plants without soil, just kind of using the nutrients in the water in order to give the plants what they need to grow. Aquaponics is just replacing that nutrient source with fish waste. From a producer side, you're growing a protein source as well as a vegetable source at the same time. So it's a nice balance. You also save money on inputs. You don't have to pay for expensive inputs to grow your plants because your kind of side hustle growing fish is what's providing that protein source. Yeah, so this for me started, and as a school, it started kind of during the pandemic. I did a lot of time teaching circles on a screen, and that was really hard for me. I really enjoy coaching, and so I would kind of fill my tank coaching athletes, seeing that growth and seeing growth in students in class, and it was really hard to see that when we were learning online. So I needed to find something else to fill my bucket. We had this vision as a school where we wanted to bridge some of the stuff that we'd started to do in the school with the community. So we started to target some larger grants with the idea that we wanted to build a space outside of our school that we could use as a school, but also that we could welcome other people in from the school and kind of network and kind of learn together. Schools are a great place where we can blend community with what our students are doing. We can support some of these conversations around sustainability and the environment. There's a lot of time I talk to my students about you're going to be the people who solve these future problems in the world. But then we weren't really giving them a mechanism to kind of go about that problem solving process. So having a space like this where they can be the experts, so they can be mentees, but they could also be mentors with different relationships with schools coming in, younger students, or even just being experts on some topics where community members can come in and our students can teach them. The coolest thing for me is just to be a part of the school that I'm at. Innovation doesn't happen unless your needs are met. And I've been really blessed in the school and the division where I'm at, where I have an expert teacher across the hall, expert teacher next to me, expert teacher next to me. So there's a lot of space for me to kind of color outside the lines and be let's try this project or let's try this project. And there's no real fear of failure because there's such a large support kind of from the amount of experts that we have in a school setting. So I think for me that's the thing I've found the coolest about this project is just the amount of ground level support and the ability to just watch students push the limits. We kind of had to hedge when we built our dome. So this is a kit from the ground up. But if you want to build a perfect passive solar greenhouse, you want to go really long east-west, really short north-south, insulate the north wall, get as deep in the ground as you can. Looking around here, it's not really that type of design. But we had to keep in mind that we wanted students to be able to participate in the build. It happened relatively quick. Part of it was we were so successful in applying for grants. We thought it was a 5-year plan. But when we started to get grant requests come back and they were all successful, all of a sudden our 5-year plan became our 6-month plan. So we started first with what was going on underneath the ground. So students, they designed a climate battery and we worked on kind of an insulating foundation, which is 4 feet deep, taking the thermal mass that is under this space and turning it as heat storage, basically. It also helps in the summer months. It acts as an air conditioner. So that was kind of the first step that students did. Then the kit itself that came in 3 days with the help of community volunteers and some students, and we got it put together pretty quick. And then kind of along the way, we've just been piecing things together. So a student project here, a student project there. We might try to find this would be a great art project for students to kind of paint these raised beds. So we might have some students who are excited about engineering and we'll kind of pull them in and have them build a solar array. So the cool thing about this space is everything in here has been built by students. There isn't a single bolt that hasn't been touched by a student that goes to our school, which is pretty cool.